I'm Barry Tramel, and will the magic of Nebraska football at the end of last season carry over to 2010? I'm going to say no. I'm going to go under on 9.5 wins for the Huskers.
Yeah, I think 9.5 would be an awfully high over-under mark for those guys to go over. I'm going to put them under as well. From the Opupka Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching a special edition, Big 12 edition of the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson. Barry, Nebraska starts, they've got a fairly decent non-conference slate to get some traction. Western Kentucky, Idaho, they go to Washington and then back at home for South Dakota State. I think that they could go to Washington and lose. I'm not yet a believer that Nebraska is really over the hump. I think they had a great player in Ndamukong Suh. I think he made that defense fantastic. At times they were otherworldly. I thought they were that good defensively with him at the middle of it. But he's gone this year. I still don't have a good sense of their offense moving forward. I don't think they get to 10 wins this year.
Well, I think I don't either, and I think it's going to be an offensive problem. I think Nebraska's defense will be good again. I think it'll probably be good as long as Bo Pelini's there. Crick is an excellent defensive tackle. Got good players sprinkled all over the defense. Defense won't be the problem, but you're right. They could lose in Seattle. That will be a very tough game. Steve Sarkisian has really turned the Huskies around. And then when you get into the conference, I think Nebraska, when they come to Stillwater, that'll be a tough game. College Station, all these places. I just think the other thing that's facing Nebraska is this. There will be teams that will use Nebraska's impending departure for the Big Ten as motivation. When they go to Ames in November, Iowa State's been playing Nebraska this is a literal statement, since the Teddy Roosevelt administration. And all of a sudden, Nebraska is saying bye-bye. The Cyclones will be fired up that day. I don't know if Nebraska will lose in Ames, but they certainly could. I think it's going to be a tall order for Nebraska to have the magical season they would like in their Big 12 farewell.
Yeah, and their road schedule and conference play, in addition to that game at Washington in the non-conference slate, it's not exactly easy. You mentioned those games in Ames and in Stillwater. They also have to go to Manhattan, which Kansas State, not exactly a juggernaut team or anything like that, but that's one of those traditional rivals as well that's going to be going by the wayside. Manhattan's always a tough place to play, and it will be for Nebraska. And then a game at College Station against Texas A&M that won't be easy at all. I think there's a lot of Nebraska fans with really high hopes for this year. I think they'd like to see a 10-win regular season. I don't think there's any way it happens. I think 8 or 9, really possible. 10, I'd be really surprised. Stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.